Hey everybody, welcome to Workforce Gaming. I'm Brad, here with Doug.
Hey.
Switch 2 is out, which means I played, let's just say, the only game that's new for it, Mario Kart World, which is my first Mario Kart that I played since Mario Kart 8 was on the Wii U. I did not touch Deluxe on the Switch at all, so I am like 10 or 11 years removed from playing Mario Kart.
Oh, really? I didn't. Wait, did you play the Wii U one? So you
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah. I had to put
Okay, yeah.
hours into the Wii U one, and then I went, I already
That's so
put
funny.
30 hours into that. Why on earth would I
Sure.
rebuy that game? And then they kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, and it stayed $60 forever. So I skipped Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So
Yeah.
Mario Kart World, my first entry in a while. This game is incredible. This
Sure.
is,
I mean, I believe it.
and I'm sure I probably said the same thing about Mario Kart 8, but this is the best kart racer that's ever existed. Like there is no doubt in my mind, and there's no hesitation that there's a kart racer better than this game. It has cool modes. It does insane things that are beyond the scope of any kart racer has ever tried to do, and it nails all of them. It's still fun. It is just everything you could imagine out of this. In the same way, when I played Forza Horizon, it just felt like such a leap and bound ahead of any other racing game that ever existed. This is doing the same thing, but in goofy kart racer style.
Yeah. Yeah. As a diehard Crash Team Racing fan, that is hard to hear, but I believe it. Like
It is substantially better than
I was
Crash
playing
Team
Mario.
Racing.
You know what's funny? It's like I was playing Mario Kart 8, and like part of me was like, this might be a little bit better than Crash Team Racing.
And this one is. I want to start with the biggest thing, which is free roam. So when you open this thing up, it goes to the menu, and in the background, you just see a cart driving around the world. And to enter free roam, you just push the plus button, and then it goes bloop, and then you are that cart on the map wherever that cart was when it just turns on. And it just instantly just teleports you into the world. You literally can drive anywhere. It has unlocks all over the place, has challenges all over the place, and honestly, it is just fun to drive around because I don't feel like I've ever experienced this type of feeling in a world like this, let alone a world that's so full of iconic imagery from Mario Kart, the Mario games, and all of those things. This property that's been around for 35 years or so, and you're just able to see all this stuff in a way that I never imagined I'd be able to see, just because Mario Kart's track-based. You're not going to get an open-world Mario. That doesn't really fit with the franchise. So just being able to kind of drive through this world feels incredible. And honestly, my first probably hour and a half of this game was just driving around the world, looking around. And it is so fun to do that.
I mean, it's the first. I mean, on that, like, kind of what you're saying, it's the first open world Mario game.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like what it is. Like that must be really cool to like just being able to drive through all those like different areas and regions. Kind of like that's like the dream with Mario, right? To be able to like walk from like one world to the next world sort of thing. So being able to do that at a kart race, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that like it's like Mario's first open world game is I mean 3D world kind of, but the Bowser's Fury. But like that's just. But that, I mean that's like really cool because I know that's I mean that's always been kind of the dream, right? To do all that stuff.
Yeah, and it is giant. It's massive. It's filled with stuff. Like you can just drive from, Bowser's castle down to Peach's castle. You can go, into the jungle, drive through the ocean for a little bit to find an oil rig. Like you can do all this kind of crazy stuff. And it's huge. Like the first night I was letting my daughter drive around in it, and I was like, oh, she's like, well, I want to go there. Before I go to bed, can I go over there? I was like, sure. I don't know how big that is, but yeah, sure. And then literally it was like 10 or 15 minutes later, I'm like, we need to go to bed. Like you've been driving in a straight line to that thing for a while. We need to go to bed now.
That's cool. Yeah.
Because it is that big where, I mean, you're going across the bridge. You're like, oh, okay, I'll just drive across the bridge. You're like, oh no, this is like a 4-mile long bridge. Oh yeah. And parts of the bridge are up and you can grind on the rails of the bridge now. And there's challenges. There's little like power blocks that you can drive over, and then it's activates a challenge. It's like, okay, go get the 8 blue coins, or do enough tricks to get through this hoop up here, or race around this spot. And it's just fun little challenges throughout it. When you pick up bags of food, if you have the right bag of food for your character and you use it, it's just a boost like a mushroom, but it will give your character a new costume. So like Mario, I think, has 8 costumes for each different food. So when you find each different food and you use it, now you have Cowboy Mario. Now you have this Mario. And oh yeah, with Bowser, now you have all-terrain Bowser. Now you have, Pro Racer Bowser, and you have all these different things. So as you're driving around, you can use each individual character. They all have at least 2 or 3 costumes. There's a ton of characters. Just, it's huge. It doesn't have. I don't feel like they advertised it in the same way they did with Smash Ultimate, where it's like, everyone's here. Look at all the stuff that's in here. But it feels like that. Every Mario character you can imagine is in here somewhere, some way, shape, or form. And there's probably 2 or 3 versions of it.
Oh, like not necessarily as like a racer, but just as like a thing in the world. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Or
so
like
the worm guy. What's it? The worm guy? I can't think of the name of the worm guy. The worm guy's a racer.
The Wiggler.
Yes, Wiggler. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wiggler is a racer. Wiggler has, I think, there's Wiggler. There's the pointy Wiggler. Like, oh yeah, but you'll also see giant Wigglers walking through the room or through the world. You'll also see, the Wigglers popping out of the. It's all there, and everything that you can imagine with all these characters are there. It is so cool the way that it uses the Mario world and presents that. So I think the free roam, and again, I've put maybe 5 or 6 hours into just free roam. So I think eventually it'll get old, just because everything gets old. But the initial feeling that you have for those first couple hours is incredible, and it's one of the coolest things I've felt in a long time. And I think the rest of the game, as we get into it, all comes down to this idea of what if we just made a world for you to explore and to play in, instead of this kind of limited feeling that Mario Kart's always had, where it's just like track. And the change here isn't that we're going to do tracks better. We're going to do the Smash Ultimate and get, Snake and Sonic and Pac-Man in this. We're just going to stick with Mario, and we're going to change the feel of Mario Kart as a franchise. And introducing free roam, and then the changes that they make to Grand Prix and then the new Knockout Tour mode, I think fully embrace that concept.
It sounds like, because when the Switch came out, like they had like Mario Odyssey was like, hey, we're gonna revolutionize Mario. Then Breath of the Wild was like, we're gonna revolutionize Zelda, and like Kirby, they kind of did the same thing with Kirby. It seems like they're just like they're finally catching up with their other franchise. Like, okay, it's Mario Kart's turn now. Donkey Kong will be next. It's like it's kind of cool that like that was to me always the promise of the new Switch era, was revolutionizing franchise. So it seems like this is like probably the first huge step they've made in like at least a few games.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that we kind of kept waiting for with the Switch is, okay, what's the new version of this? What's the Switch version of this franchise?
Yeah.
And we never got a new Mario Kart for the Switch, so of course the Switch 2 answers that question of what is the new version of Mario Kart, and it's this. So I do want to talk about the other modes. So Grand Prix, which was always your classic, like, oh yeah, you do the Mushroom Cup, the Star Cup, the Lightning Cup, and you do your 4 races. It's completely different now, and I love it. It is odd, it is weird, and it works if you think of it in context of what this game is trying to do. So the way it works now, you still get 4 tracks, but the first track, you'll run your traditional 3 laps, right? So if you're doing like Peach's Stadium, you'll do 3 laps around Peach's Stadium. Okay, if the second one is, let's say, Mario Circuit, you'll now have somewhere between 3 and 5 laps. And what it is you start on the end of that first track, and it then guides, and then it basically turns the world into a track that leads to where Mario Circuit is, and then your final lap is the actual track.
But okay, so do you only get like 1 lap on that? So you spend like 2 laps getting to the track and then 1 lap on that track? Is that kind of how it works?
Yes. Okay. Essentially, the other laps turn into checkpoints.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
What it does, and then you do the same thing. So at the end of that Mario Circuit, then, okay, we're going to Wario's whatever and doing, okay, this, and then 1 lap around that, this, 1 lap around the final track, and you're done.
Yeah.
It's still sectioned off into 4 separate races, so you still get your 15 points for each one of those 4 courses, but you actually only do the track itself once.
Oh, weird.
It feels very weird, and I was so thrown off the first time to try and figure out what the hell the game was doing. Until what it does is in between each one, it shows you like, okay, here's the path to it. And as you're going, I actually ended up loving it, because I think I tend to struggle with replaying things. That's why I don't like roguelikes. That's why I don't go back and play a game like 80 hours for one game. I play one game and I move on. It makes everything feel fresh, because I'm not just doing 3 laps of Boo Cinema and then I didn't get first place. I got to go do 3 more laps of Boo Cinema and then 3 more. That gets old to me, and I don't like it. This, though, makes the entire Grand Prix course feel unique because
Mm-hmm.
I'm only doing one lap of that course. And I did a little bit of stuff like I think that's in the swamp. So I did a little bit of like driving through the swamp to get into the course. I did a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
driving in that same area to get out of the course, but I only do that one course one time.
Yeah.
And honestly, the courses are great. The tracks, the courses, whatever, are great. But there are some moments that happen in the drive between that are almost cooler than the courses because
What
you're
do you
just
mean?
driving through the world.
Environmental stuff, or
Yeah,
just like
like
environmental stuff? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
like there was one where on the way to one you have to drive across a waterfall, and it's like this big
Mm-hmm.
giant mountain-sized waterfall, and you're racing through a waterfall between tracks.
That's cool.
It's not a part of a
Yeah, yeah.
track. It's this moment in between. The same thing. There's one with dinosaurs where you're racing through dinosaurs, and the dinosaur stuff I thought was actually cooler before the actual dinosaur track than in the dinosaur track.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
There's a couple of moments I don't necessarily want to spoil, but like going into Bowser's Castle and going into a couple, because there's always those floating tracks. Going into those floating
Yeah, yeah.
tracks is super cool because they have to find a way to get you from the ground into that floating track.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's all
Interesting.
contextualized like that. And going into Rainbow Road specifically is like breathtaking. Rainbow Road is the best track in the history of kart racers.
I keep hearing this. I'm so curious. Like, I don't want to look up a video of it, but like, that is the one thing I keep hearing. It's like, oh, yeah, this game's great. By the way, Rainbow Road is the most incredible thing in the like in gaming. I was like, okay, Jesus.
I mean, let's be honest here. You're not going to play this game for 2 to 5 years, so you might as well just look at the video.
But I will get it in 2 to 5 years. Don't tell me.
I think that you're that paranoid about spoilers. Somebody says Rainbow Road,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to see it for 3 more years, but don't spoil it for me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
exactly.
yeah, so it's a weird change. I could see why people were pissed, but like versus mode is still there. Just go make your own Grand Prix. Go pick your 4 tracks in versus mode and then just do it. It's not like it's whatever. Like get over yourself. It's just the same thing. The other new mode with this is what's called Knockout Tour, which is kind of we need to embrace a battle royale because everybody needs to embrace a battle royale. So
This one's for the kids.
not really. I actually really like it.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it looked really intense, to be honest, which is the problem I have with Fortnite.
It's not. It's Mario Kart, so like how intense can it be?
Sure, I guess that's fair.
But it kind of replaces. So I don't want to talk too much like Forza, because I think that's kind of a fairly direct comparison that is kind of trying to do that mode. But Forza would have those tracks where it's like this track will take you 10 to 20 minutes. Like it is a straight line that is 45 miles long, and it will take you 10 to 20 minutes to finish. That's what Knockout Tour feels like, because all it is I don't remember how many of them there are, but I think it's like eight again, like the Grand Prix. But it basically starts you on one point of the map and says you're going to this part of the map, and at like 4 or 5 checkpoints in between, we're just kicking out 7 people.
Yeah.
And it's just you driving across the map. So again, you get that feeling of like, okay, I'm starting in the swamp and I'm ending up on a beach. And then, after the beach, I'm in the mountains. And so you just kind of get this cool feeling of the world of how interconnected it is. But at each checkpoint, it's like, okay, you start with 24. First checkpoint, you're down to top 16, keep going. Then it's top 12, keep going. Top 8, keep going, until you're down to just obviously the final couple. So again, just kind of a cool way to see the world. You lose people on the way. It gives you that feeling of like, okay, this is like the big mega track of like, okay, this is going to take me 10, 15 minutes on one single track.
Is it in that mode though? Are you only driving on the portions of the tracks that like aren't a part of official tracks, or are you going through official tracks as well?
Both.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Like the official tracks are part of the world. They're in the world. So like you might drive through part of Bowser's Castle on the way through this giant race across the world, because that's just along the road, and that's just a thing that you will run into. You'll run into,
it's
whatever that is.
okay. I mean, I knew they were in the world. I didn't realize like a portion of that track is actually in the world. Sorry, I thought it'd be like not like a portal necessarily, but like you make a left here and now you're on the track. But it's like actually no, you're driving along a portion of the Bowser's Castle track, like on the way. Is that correct?
Yeah, like you can get in and out of the tracks like a whole bunch of different ways, through ramps, through whatever. So, I mean, like you could go like the farm track. The farm track's a fairly open track that's in every Mario game, like Moo, whatever it is, Moo, whatever. So you can kind of drive in and out of the farm, and you can drive through part of the farm track and then jump out and then jump around and then jump into another part of the farm track. And then, from there, I can do, I like this little section of Bowser's Castle. I'm just going to keep driving this section of Bowser's Castle. You get in and out of them. They
wild.
are fully engrossed in the world. The entire track is just stuck in the world. There's no,
That's crazy.
we portaled you into Donkey Kong's jungle. It's no, you just drive into Donkey Kong's jungle. No, there's the track. And there's the starting line with the little markers for where each cart goes in the middle of the world.
Yeah. And so you're doing that as part of the Grand Prix, like doing like little portions of track as you're driving along?
Grand Prix is mostly because you're going from track 2 directly to the next track.
Oh, sorry, not Grand. No, whatever the
knockout tour. Knockout tour,
cool.
you get different parts of them here and there.
That's crazy. That just sounds like a nightmare to design. That's really interesting though. That's cool.
But that's why I like I was saying with Grand Prix, is it actually feels like they made more than, what is it, like, I think it's 9 cups for each. So, like 30. It feels like there's more than like 36 tracks, because even those paths to them are designed to be interesting. So not only do we make those 36 tracks, we made an open world. Oh yeah, and in that open world, we also segmented out other parts that are just as interesting as the tracks. They're just not this cool themed idea. Crazy. The game is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Actually, a lot of the stuff I'm learning for this review, I looked at reviews and stuff. I didn't know all this stuff. This sounds. No.
It's
wait till there's 3 more games out.
For the low price of $500, you too could be playing Mario Kart World right now.
I'll wait till the next Mario game. That's what I'm going to do.
And sitting here waiting for Donkey Kong. Last thing I want to talk about is, and this is something that never would have crossed my mind like 2 or 3 years ago, but the accessibility system, or the accessibility settings in this are fantastic. I've been working on letting my daughter start to play games, and we were playing Team Sonic Racing just because kart racers seemed like a cool, easy entry point for a lot of things. Yeah. And she would struggle because if she got turned around, she's just screwed. Like, it's over. If she got turned around, it's over. Or if she fell off a track, like, she's in last place. This has auto acceleration, so you don't have to hold the button, which basically for her just means you just move that stick and you just point your character where you want to go, which, again, for like a 6-year-old, amazing, because she can't hold down the button for forever. She forgets to, or whatever. It was what we got running into a stop where it's like you're not hitting the gas pedal. You're not accelerating. Like that's why you're sitting. So it just auto does that. It has a little bit of auto steering, correct? So it just kind of keeps you on the path. And it has auto turnaround. So if you get turned around, it just like won't let you. It just goes nope, and just automatically turns you around. Cool. So all of that made it so like she could just jump into this and play this game like the second that I booted up the Switch too.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so good for like just introducing somebody to a game just because of those, simple accessibility standards, just to make it so, okay, it's Mario Kart. Like, we knew, 35, 40-year-olds like us are going to play the damn game. But also, we know there's like 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds who are trying this stuff out for the first time. How can we make it accessible to them too? Which, again, just really nice. And honestly, that auto accelerate and free roam is really great when you're trying to drive all around the world. You don't have to hold the damn button down.
It is really funny, like, not to get into it, like, obviously because we're talking Mario Kart, but like the push for accessibility settings in games has made like I do a lot of stuff in those accessibility like things from like time to time. Just like I always look in there, I was like, maybe there's something here, at least extra large text for like myself or like whatever else. And then like they always have cool stuff like that, or just like auto pickup or auto stuff. It's like, man, these are like neat little things. And I had heard about that Mario Kart one. It's like, there's just a lot of like little kids playing this, and guys, it's a little different than playing Mario Kart. I'm sure this new one is, like you said, it's like this massive open world, all these different things and stuff. It's like, these games are just more complex now. Just give kids a break.
Yep, exactly. Don't make them hold that stupid button down forever. It's especially on a tiny little controller when you're each holding one Joy-Con. Like, just make this easier for us. But it's incredible. Easily the best kart racer ever. Probably easily the best game of 2025. Probably easily the best game on the Switch 2 for the next couple of years. Like, it is incredible. I love it. I will be playing it for a long, long time, and it makes my $500, because it is so good, feel a little bit less than $500.
I'll hold you to that best game of 2025. It's not number one on your 2025 Game of the Year list. I'm calling you out.
I mean, we're halfway through, and it is for sure.
Yeah, fair.
So we'll see. But we are Workforce Gaming. Subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment below. There's a link to support us on Patreon as well. We'll see you later.
Bye.